Okay, so ready for something completely different. You send us this YouTube video transcript, a Polish family on a road trip, and it's like we get to ride along. We're going to break down their conversations, those little everyday moments, see what we can learn about their lives, maybe even about Polish culture.
It's amazing what you can find in those unscripted moments, those bits you wouldn't usually get in some polished travel blog. A different way to experience Poland, for sure.
Right, like we're eavesdropping on their vacation in a good way. We hear about their morning routine, the scramble for a lost kettle, and the dad. He's stoked about this breakfast food, paprikars.
Ah, that's such a great example. Food as a window into culture. Paprikars. It's this spiced fish paste, a real Polish staple. Think of it like how excited some people get over peanut butter. That's paprikars for them.
I love that comparison. Makes it so relatable. And speaking of, who hasn't had those mornings where everything's going wrong? It's universal. And this family, they handle it with humor.
Mm.
So, fueled up on tradition, they head out to their favorite spot, the Draw River.
Now, this isn't just any river. They chose it specifically, talking about safety, avoiding the crowds. They want something secluded, peaceful.
And they've been here before, which makes you wonder, what's so special about the Draw? What keeps bringing them back?
Well, it's geographically unique. Most Polish rivers flow north, but the draw goes south. That little quirk makes the whole region stand out.
I can picture it already, this beautiful south-flowing river.
Right.
And it sounds like they're doing the whole van life thing, too. Talk about laundry drying everywhere, battling the heat, even something called Radosa ZM.
Yeah, that Radosa ZM is a mystery. Is it their camping gear brand? A nickname for the van? These specifics, they just pull you in, make you want to know more.
Like a little puzzle. And speaking of puzzles, how about the dad eating a fly? Proud of the extra protein. It's these quirks that make this deep dive fun.
Oh, that's gold. And it gives us a peek into Polish humor, which can be super dry, very unexpected. Later, when the mom's called a witch, playfully, of course we see more of that dynamic. To outsiders, maybe it's strange, but in their family, clearly a term of endearment.
It reminds you humor's so cultural. What's offbeat to us could be pure affection somewhere else. Those are the insights I love. It's really something how much we learn about this family, about Polish culture, just from these little pieces of their conversation. Like when they said the Draw is the only river in Poland flowing south.
Right, and that little inaccuracy is actually really interesting. Shows how our own point of view shapes how we see places. Not about being geographically exact, but about how special this place is to them.
Yeah, like those inside jokes or local legends that make a place feel different. You're in on the secret. But speaking of secrets, they mention a meeting with viewers. Do you think they're online somehow?
Now that is intriguing. Makes you think maybe they film their trips, a YouTube channel, a blog, something like that. Adds a whole other layer to this, right? Because now there's this awareness of their experience being shared.
Makes you wonder, are they thinking someone might be listening to these casual chats, analyzing everything like we are? Though, on a more serious note, the dad mentions needing to take a few pills, blood pressure. Reminds you, real life doesn't really take a break, even on vacation.
Absolutely adds a weight to their journey. Here's this father, he's got health concerns, but he's determined to enjoy this time with his family. Makes his enthusiasm that much more powerful.
Yeah. It's like everyone's carrying something you don't see, those hidden burdens, even when it looks like a carefree vacation. Makes their story so much more, well, human.
And speaking of relatable, that bit about the mom worrying the heat would melt their chocolate got to me.
Because who hasn't been there? Tragedy. But it also made me think, bigger picture, they mentioned a drought before. And this fear of gooey chocolate. Just how intense must that summer heat be in Poland?
Exactly. Connects their personal worry to this larger environmental issue. Poland, like so many places, they've been dealing with hotter summers, droughts. So that little detail about chocolate points to something much bigger.
Shows how these global things, they trickle down to even the smallest parts of our lives, huh? It's really incredible when you think about it. These little everyday moments from this road trip, they've given us so much to unpack. Like we're peeling back layers of meaning with every conversation.
It really shows you how much richness there is in ordinary life. We always look for these big, dramatic experiences to learn and grow from, but sometimes it's those simple, shared moments that really get you thinking.
Totally. And we're back with the family now. They're sharing a meal at the campsite. Talk about English stew, someone who's not a fan of brushing their hair, classic family stuff. And then the dad goes and calls the mom a witch.
Yeah, that one jumped out at me too. It just goes to show you humor can be this term of endearment, like a way of recognizing those little quirks, the things that make the people we love, well, them.
It's their own language almost. You can practically hear the laughter behind it.
Exactly. Each family has these ways of talking, their own inside jokes, their own rhythm. An outsider might not get it, but inside the family. Makes perfect sense.
And sometimes that language involves comparing your wife to a mythical being. All
Yeah.
in good fun, though, right? I gotta say, as we wrap up this deep dive, it's remarkable how much we got from something so, I don't know, unexpected. This wasn't a documentary, no travel host, just a family on vacation, totally unaware their conversations were going to be, analyzed like this.
Right. And yet those conversations, they gave us a real sense of their world, their culture, their values. It's a good reminder every story, even the ones that seem totally normal, they can teach us something amazing if we pay attention.
So where does that leave us? I think it's a challenge. In a way, be more aware of our own lives. Find those amazing moments in the ordinary stuff. Not just our own experiences, but those around us too.
Well said. It's about being open to those everyday encounters, finding those hidden depths. You never know what you might find.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this. What would people learn from your everyday life if they could listen in? Something to think about maybe on your next road trip. Until then, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep diving deep.